Back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to what is game number 3, our final game of the Summit 7 European Qualifiers, at least for today. And we got Alliance versus Mousesports. Right now, this is it. Not an elimination match necessarily, but the winner, of course, moving forward to face Na'Vi, and the loser will play Empire in this double elimination 4-team playoff stage. One team going to the $100,000 Summit 7 land. We got the draft well underway as I'm Breaking CPK, joined by Z-Rock once again. And interesting starts. We got an IO Clockwork on the side of Alliance. LC Phoenix into Lifestealer now. For Mouse.
Yeah, I don't want to say, like, I hope Mouse took a minute and reset a little bit. They've snap-picked everything in this draft so far. There's been no hesitation. They've known what they wanted to pick. And whether that's the sign of a coherent plan they want to run or a certain set piece, that's fine. But hopefully that's the motivation behind it. Alliance's draft, though, very interesting. So far, no real synergy with the Wisp. And Dazzle, again, not the most offensive of heroes. We saw last game, they were really hinged on just empower Loda, pray for a good RP. And that was the game plan literally for the first, 30 minutes until it was over. And without the mag, I'm curious to see how that same style of strategy is going to work out for them.
Well, Axe is still there. I want to go for that, but no, they got the Clockwork.
Yeah, and Ember's still in the pool. Trying to just think of other signature heroes left in here. There aren't that many great Wisp pairings right now. There's no snap first thing that comes to mind when I see a Wisp, this is going with it. It used to be Tiny. Really has fallen entirely off the meta. And, I mean, banned out here too.
I was going to say, yeah, they even banned the Tiny just in case. I mean, Alliance has done that.
Yeah. I'm curious if they're going to pick up another delivery method on Mousesports. I think you're fine. You have Phoenix dive before the Legion blink, and then once you have Legion blink, Legion is about as good as it gets right now. So lots of ways to get Lifestealer into fights. Now they need some tempo control, some team fight. I hope they don't realize Warlock is not picked or banned yet and go that way, because I think it would be really bad for them in this game. The only upshot would be if Phoenix dives in like a crazy person, and then they just egg on chaotic offering on top of the egg while everyone's trying to beat on it. That could be okay, but their lanes would just be awful. You'd have no roamer, no stuns. What do I want if I'm Mouse here? You need a roamer, but what do you, Ricky's gone, Bounty's gone. I guess there's Earth Spirit. There's really
Disruptor?
the premium ones.
Against the
Okay, so they're going to have very low CC on Mouse's side. This Phoenix is a pressure-based support. He wants to just be pushing waves and throwing fire spirits on stuff to slow their attack speed. Same with Coddle with Illuminate. So not going to have a ton of necessarily roaming presence. They won't have a lot of map presence on Mouse's side. So that could be Alliance's chance to find an opening here. You just pick something very fast-paced that moves around the map a lot, but their supports are already kind of committed to not being that way either. You've got Wisp, Dazzle. They're not going to be ganking anybody. This is going to be a weird game.
Well, it's game 3, and it's been an entertaining series so far, so we don't expect anything less.
At least Alliance can run the Clockwork around. Get Tranquils, get a Windlace, go run around. You got a TA, cool. I like it. Yeah, so far, actually, the refraction breaks are terrible. It's just Phoenix.
Yeah.
So for Mouse, you got a mid lane slot open.
10 seconds remaining.
THD.
5 seconds remaining.
That Jakiro, though. Oh, yeah, Reddit's been...
I love how you have to, think, oh, wait, what's THD again? Yeah, and I need to stop saying that. But... in reality, you don't need your mid to be the strongest carry on the side of Mouse. You've got a Lifestealer, you've got a Legion, you've got some scaling damage.
10 seconds remaining.
Could be a Veno that would just destroy the TA. And is slightly more viable than Jakiro.
Yeah.
If your Alliance's side here, are you looking for another pairing with the Wisp? Or is just
10
TA
seconds
enough?
remaining.
Did you just want Wisp to have Wisp? That's always the question.
5 seconds remaining.
So that with the dazzle, that's like
Yeah,
so
they
defensive.
could be looking PA again. Still pretty good into this lineup. Coddle's Blinding Light is a huge problem for PA, but other than that, not the hardest game for one. Like, Slark is okay. I don't want to see Juggernaut here. I don't think it's good.
Well, they're thinking about their final ban. Obviously, Troll was taken away from Mouse. Could have been an option there for sure. I mean, Ursa's always one that comes to mind whenever I see a Wisp as well.
Could be. Very good at killing the Phoenix Egg. Not bad at manning up into the Life Stealer. Risky to duel, because if he presses R before the duel, it's just a disaster. If he gets the Enrage off and has the damage reduction, doing extra damage. And it's going to be hard for Legion to find dual wins this game. Between Shallow Grave and Relocate, it's going to be a nightmare.
What about like a Clinks? Like more of a...
I was wondering that for Alliance here, yeah. I just don't know if it does enough. Clinks is so one-dimensional, and generally you want him in a situation where you're going to be shoving towers early. And I don't feel like Alliance's draft is very well suited for that.
10 seconds remaining.
You don't have enough stuns to really like take team fights. So if Mouse wants to fight you at a tower, it's going to be really hard to not just back up and give it up. Like, oh, we can't fight, run away.
I could go like
Reserve
him.
time.
He's actually still on the board.
It could. I mean, actually, the more I think about it, Clinks wouldn't be terrible if you can get to the mid game. Because I don't see a pick that fixes the team fight problem here for Alliance. Their team fight is so much worse than Mouse's.
Yeah. Is there a one position that really exactly kind of fixes that? So, like, the fact that they went double really defensive supports is what's making me...
Actually, I really like Sven here. I really like Sven. Okay, that's not quite Sven, but it's close.
Jeez. Mouse had an idea.
Yep. They knew what they wanted. No, I really like this Sven and the fact that it gave you the extra stun. That was the biggest thing. So they do get that out of having load on Wraith King.
Yeah.
You don't get the big cleave, which is a bit sad, but I don't think you're cleaving too much of Mouse's lineup at once. So I like this idea. It gives them a little more control. I still don't think they're in good shape in team fights, though. Like, all right, so Wraith King falls for the first life because he's probably going to be the guy in front. And then you want to be killing things during the reincarnate when it's slowing everyone. And their only damage is TA. So unless Limp pops off in this game and is just like three-shotting people, this game looks a little harder to come back from than the first one. Mm-hmm. So we saw this huge lead Mouse had in game 2. And kind of pitched it away.
Well, we're going to see which of these two teams comes out on top of what is, again, our third and final game. So, yeah, you are right, though. I mean, Mouse, with the way that finished, you may have thought that was just domination by Alliance, but they definitely had a lead earlier on in that game, too, after winning the first game. But is that a sign of shifting momentum, perhaps, or is that maybe just a hiccup and Mouse looking to regain control right here? But Death Prophet.
I mean, it was still, there is no other way to word that. That is absolutely emotional instability coming out in, like, their decision-making ever since that form NRP. And either way, whether it's good or bad emotions right now on the side of Mouse, they're going to come in hot this game.
Yeah.
They're going to be ready to take this game 3. I imagine they're going to be very aggressive and kind of live or die on that.
Ooh, this is interesting here. Phoenix actually going to stay inside the smoke. Alliance has a team all for them.
Look at that ping right on where the ward is.
They get it?
No, maybe next time has the sentries, but yeah, Spartan pinged like almost on top of it.
Well, maybe they were guessing. Okay, yeah.
Oh, he missed. Yeah,
wrong.
He didn't trust his captain.
He's like, nah, trust me, it's over
30
here.
seconds to battle.
Whoops. And now the smoke coming in from Alliance, the later one.
Wow. Oh, he missed it with the second sentry. I didn't realize he'd already put the first one down.
Yeah.
That's so sad. And neither of those are where Spartan pinged. Like, he literally pinged, like, maybe 200 range above the ward, like straight north of it.
Huh. And Mouse has 4 here are going to play defensive. They say it's not worth it. We do not like our level 1.
Level 1's awkward from both teams. It's like Phoenix is so squishy. Coddle is so squishy at level 1.
What is going on
if they're
here?
in back, it'd be good.
So LC's bottom with Coddle. So they're expecting this trialing then? That's the only reason why they would do this.
It looks like it.
I mean, so it's the right move, right? Like, this is good. But will it work?
Not gonna happen.
This is weird. I honestly couldn't tell you. Like, they're going to have good damage out of Skylark and Coddle on Spartan here, just to keep the waves off the tower. But it is going to cost Skylark a lot in farm. And you're giving Jonas and Fan a pretty easy level 6. Madara is going to farm, that's for sure. But there's not really a risk of Clock dying up here. I mean, this is kind of what I said in draft. This game's just going to be weird. There's no stuns on, like, the tri-lane of Mouse if they were going to tri-lane. There's only the Wraith Fire Blast on Alliance, and they're going to use it right here on Skylark.
Gonna go aggressive, but again, he has a Dazzle and the Wisp with him, so not really the most aggressive supports themselves.
Dire's top
Kind of
tower
enhancing
is under
himself,
attack.
but that's how it's going to be. So yeah, it continues to kind of just be an awkward feeling laning phase.
Yeah,
The two teams.
in reality, no one should die on either team. It just shouldn't happen. You don't have like 2 or 3 stuns that if you're slightly out of position, you're super punished for it. So the only lane that maybe has kill potential would be this bot tri-lane from Alliance once Hanskin gets a point in Poison Touch, but even then, don't think so.
Well, let's go back to this Death Prophet, though. We really haven't addressed this too much yet. Why? Why the Death Prophet? I mean, it was a snap pick, just a niche comfort.
They had no building hitters, and that's one of the better building hitters that was left in the pool as a mid laner. So, just thinking about their ways to win the game, I guess. And Exorcism is what they decided is the best route. Like, we're in a patch where you have to have somebody that can kill a building, or you just can't win the game.
Well, he's going to run into the Wisp TA now, as Wisp is making his way over to bottle up the Haestron here. And he'll do so. Pops it right away. He's going to head right back to the bottom, actually, as there is action down here. No.
Not really. They're on opposite sides of each other hitting creeps.
That's how it's going to be. Well, they're going for a play here now. Oh, that's a big heal right on top. Great placement. Only level 1, but still doing plenty. But yeah, it's not enough. Goes back to the lack of CC. Now EGM's in an awkward spot with the tether.
But if you don't have a stun to stop him from moving anywhere, it doesn't do anything.
Exactly.
It just tethers away into safety. So I was talking to Tsunami, actually, about this earlier today. Death Prophet's been getting picked up a lot in Southeast Asia and China. And I still don't think it's necessarily a great hero. He used to be nuts because Spirit Siphon was one of the most busted abilities in Dota. But now that that's toned down to being reasonable, he doesn't crush every lane anymore. And I hate that your only tower pushing ability on him is Exorcism, and your only teamfight ability is really Exorcism. And it's on a 2.5-minute cooldown at all levels.
Yeah.
It's very risky.
I've kind of been a fan on the other side of the spectrum of Death Prophet as far as the skill set maybe being underrated of sorts, because in Spirit Siphon, yeah, it got toned down. It's still a solid ability, but the silence, I think, is so strong. Like, the radius of the silence and how long it lasts, up to 6 seconds.
Look at Alliance's roster. Does anything about that lineup care if it gets silenced?
Other than maybe Dazzle, yeah.
Is the only one.
No, you are right, though. Okay.
He does not care. Wisp, I mean, especially if they're on the offensive, doesn't care once he's got a tether up. Wraith King already queued, so that doesn't matter. Clock's got Battery Assault already running. It just doesn't seem like a lineup where I think, oh, silence is really good here.
Yeah. No, you're right. It's
now this top lane. Okay, Jonas and Fan just TPing out right away. He screwed up, tried to cogs for the mana burn on Madara, accidentally put himself inside the box with Madara, and not the best spot. It's a big, angry life sealer.
You're right, though. This is definitely a game where we're not going to have much action early on. Talk about a change of pace. We already had like 10 kills by now. Last game, I feel like.
I know Mouse wants to be going. They're going early phase boots on this Lifestealer, but just don't have the tools. Without stuns, it's so hard to find early game fights.
Well, Loda, he's having free farm himself, 29 and 10 down here. I was wondering if we're going to maybe see something like a Hannah Midas on Loda early on, but he's got at least the power treads right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been. I still won't be surprised to see him Midas. I think it'll be like Midas Radiance Point.
Yeah.
Maybe Midas Arm Radiance.
I've seen the Sun Ray, just how slow it moves, and Jonas Fan just kind of going left and right with it. Trying to avoid it. Trying to avoid that burn there. Death Prophet's currently back at base, but TPing back into the middle. And he's good to go again. So TA making a little bit of room there, and actually more so getting further ahead even. God, yeah, he is dominating this middle matchup, actually.
Mm-hmm. And I haven't, like, I don't know if Thug's not super comfortable with this or what, but just run up in Spirit Siphon every time Limp has Refraction on.
Yeah.
You shred the charges. It's a nice way to keep yourself sustained. You're still going to be down a little in CS, but shouldn't have ever had to go back to Fountain to heal.
It's finally a kill, by the way.
He already burned his Shrine.
Skylark
maybe.
bottom lane. Oh, he's cutting through the trees. He's still going.
He's so dead.
Line of sight. There we go. Wraithfire Blast now connects, and there we go. Jeez.
First blood.
Took a while, but we get it.
3 Wraithfire Blasts later, they finally get a kill.
So yeah, the support coming a little bit too late, and good chase down there. And Dazzle, I mean, he's level 4 now.
Well, what's the support going to do? Look at him funny? Throw an Illuminate at the full HP Loda?
Yeah.
There's no turn potential with either of these supports. Like, TPing them in after someone's gone on does absolutely nothing.
Phantom Assassin. With this start especially, is this a Blink Dagger first or a Desolator?
Are we talking TA and mid?
TA, yeah.
Okay. Blightstone Blink, probably.
Okay.
It depends on how they want to play it. Like, if they're going to say we just need to use Clockwork for hook shots, and then we need TA to follow, it almost has to be Blink so you can catch up to the range of hook shot. But if they just want to siege towers, then Deso first is obviously better. And you've got Clock 6 coming up soon, so I think that decision will have to get made shortly. Curious to see where the first hookshot goes, because that's kind of the first kill potential for Alliance outside of that mistake in the bot lane.
So we kind of, it's almost like a 2-for-1 for Alliance favorite, where Wraith King and Lifestealer are both essentially free farming, but then the middle matchup is obviously being won by TA, so that's where they have the advantage right now, big time. With how well he's doing compared to the Death Prophet.
Counteracted slightly by the amount LC is getting out of all this. Like, Skylark is quite a ways ahead of the Clockwork. So.
Maybe next time. You see his life right there. That was 2 hits from full. From the TA. Legion Commander, meanwhile, he's caught in the cogs, and the battery assault. This is going to be another kill. Jonas Man runs him down. Now he's like, hey, Spartan, you're still here, too. Might as well get you killed. That was a misplay by Spartan, man. There was no reason for him to be that close.
Absolutely. And, I mean, that's what they needed on Alliance's side. You got hookshot up, you got some kills. That's their entire initiation, really. And very, very good use of it.
So it seems like a little bit of hangover from the last game. For Mousesports and Alliance, again, capitalizing. You see the rotations coming out on their part. Clockwork to the bottom lane now. Wraith King to the top. He does have the reincarnate, worst case.
Yep, Midas in the quick buy now. Alright, so Wraith King is one of the heroes that got hurt when they changed to the talent system and made it so you don't get attribute points anymore. Because a lot of Wraith Kings would just leave Wraithfire Blast at level 1. All you get is a little more damage out of it. It's not a great thing. You'd rather have 6 stats. So they just level it at 1 and then stop. But now that you don't have the choice but to put points in your skills, everyone's kind of reevaluating. Like, oh, is the early damage worth it since I'm going to have to take it anyway from 11 to, or, well, now 13 to whatever, 17. So, yeah, it's curious to see people putting in 2 points, 3 points, and then stopping. And it's always interesting to watch what players decide to do.
Yeah.
Oh, what do Wraith King's talents do? I haven't seen one yet. I don't think at all in 7.0.
Jonas doesn't have a TP currently this time, and we've seen him do it before, but the hook shot back to the creep wave will allow him to get away. I was wondering why he just wasn't TPing like he has before. Happen to not have it in that case, but again, he still gets away, so he's fine there. You go back to Wraith King, though, you mentioned the talent trees.
You're fine. Yeah, I'm just always curious to see what some of these lesser picked heroes are. At level 10, I would imagine it's going to be damage. The 15's a toss-up. Great Fire Blast, maybe.
Oh, wow. They got the kill on the Phoenix, by the way, as Clockwork got pretty low, but Wisp joining the party and TA hasted on over.
It's a 0 armor Phoenix. You can't even be in Limp's general vicinity or you're going to die. Right now he's doing pure damage to you with Refraction up, that's 200 to hit. So 4 autos kills you from full.
Top lane, duel on a Wraith King. And he has Reincarnate, Shallow Grave nearby as well from Hanskin. Nice blinding light push for it, though, out of range. And they will secure that kill. Pop the Reincarnate. But Wraith King pops back up. Hanskin, he can't really get the position to help him out here, so well played by Coddle initially. Can they finish off Load in the end, though? He ports back to the tower. The Crypt Storm's not enough damage. He applies a Shallow Grave just in case. And Loda's just going to keep on running. Hanskin like, take me instead. Overwhelming odds hits, though. Gets the kill to Loda. And now Hanskin is in a lot of trouble. They do have Clockwork nearby, but he too is by himself, and last thing you want to do is go in without anyone else.
I mean, he's a man. Who knows?
No,
it really shouldn't. I thought the Reincarnate slow was actually going to save Dazzle and the Wraith King there. They all went for Dazzle, but they were moving so slow that they were out of position when Wraith King respawns. But the AoE catches them on the back end.
Courier actually scouted Clockwork there, and he almost killed the Courier as a result, but now the Radiant side, they know he's nearby. TP's coming in.
There he goes.
I mean, this is all 5. This is still kind of scary if you're Alliance to jump into it. Yeah, Jonas Fan just going to try to be a distraction, if anything. Oh, he's definitely a distraction now. Got what he wanted. We're going to go on in. There's a relocate in the backline, so with TA, and the Wisp Exorcism has been popped, though. Wraithfire Blast to lock down the Legion Commander. They want him dead, damn it. They do kill the Wisp, but so does LC go down, so 1-for-1 trade. Say an eye for an eye right there. Limp. Focusing on Madara now, trying to keep out of range of that Exorcism. That's up from Thug once again. Still got a fair amount of duration left on that, I'm sure. A little under half left. Dazzle. He's going to pop the Shallow Grave. Might as well stand his ground at that point. Limp still nearby. Madara has to be careful, although he has the armlet toggle still. To be able to use Siphon onto Limp. No Shallow Grave now from Hanskin. And Limp has to keep on running. Meanwhile, Phoenix gets picked off by Loda in the backlines. And now Loda's here and takes out Lifestealer. And now Thug, the Exorcism is off, and he will go down too. Yeah, it seems like they were overstaying their welcome quite a bit.
They got what they wanted and stuck around way too long. Exorcism was up for a while in that, and it kept Alliance back, but as soon as the Exorcism was done, Alliance just pounced. That was 3 kills off the back of Exorcism completing. Exactly what they needed at this point.
Radiant structures are fortified.
And Loda's got the Midas rolling now.
Yeah, another 1,000 gold almost saved up. Templar Assassin obviously went that Blink Dagger first. The Blightstone Blink Dagger is mentioned. And now the Desolator coming, and a nice little stack for him to do here as well to help get towards that. So Mouse making a point to play aggressive at the top lane again. Madara, he's working on his own Desolator, but that's going to be a little ways off now. After what
I hope we see level 25 in this game. Because Wraith King's 25 talent at 20% aura lifesteal. If him and TA are big enough and Legion tries to duel one of them, no one should die. Like, they should let lifesteal so much.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Now, there is, actually, with that interaction, unless we have a fight breakout, we very likely may. Jonas Fanny's looking for the hookshot target. Who does he want to get? If anybody, he'll get the LC. That's a good target. Press the attack comes out, but they're going to catch LC very possibly. No, he's actually going to be able to escape out. In fact, Madara Lifestealer going back in. Phoenix, Icarus dive. See Multi in the background with the Supernova, but Loda, Shallow Graves applied. He's still running, though. He's having some trouble. A good kite coming out here from Thug. Using that Spirit Siphon, the Crypt Storm, not enough damage on Isle with that tether. Keeps him alive. TA going backwards as well. Loda still going back into the trees here, just simply retreating this whole time. This is deja vu, man. This is kind of what happened before. And now Alliance is pushing out at Mousesports. Yeah. Phoenix gets picked.
Just
Lifestealer, he's in trouble. Oh, the armlet toggles again to keep him alive. But as you mentioned, they did not have Exorcism that fight, which was kind of key.
Dire's middle tower is under
It came up
attack.
on the very back end of it, and they were definitely unhealthy, but they're going to look to re-engage if Alliance stays. The scan should let them know they're at the shrine. Alliance should take their retreat. Be happy they found one. EGM came up huge in that fight, though. Stayed out of all the AoE damage, was tethering people and just earning himself. He had a whole bunch of earn charges saved up, and basically full healed the Wraith King, and about half a heal on TA in that duration of that fight.
Yeah, it was something. I mean, Mousesports was doing a lot of damage in that fight, but Alliance obviously was sustaining and staying alive, and goes back to both Io and Dazzle and how they pick these very defensive supports. But that means that if you're Mouse, you got to keep that in mind as you're trying to really push into a fight. That kind of goes back to the earlier one where they committed way too deep because they kept saying, oh my god, they're so low, we need to get these kills, and all of a sudden you're being turned on.
Yeah, that's why they want to be taking these fights at towers that are still standing. So if you're pushing Alliance back with that Exorcism, you're doing something productive with that timer. Have the spirits hit buildings and get some extra tower pressure. When you're taking fights like that where the T1's already dead, you're not gaining anything out of your very, very long cooldown on Death Prophet.
Well, there's an Exorcism. They want to use this cooldown to take out Roshan, but obviously it's been spotted by Alliance. They're not going to give this up easy. Back there just charging in. Wraith King reincarnates ready.
And if they'd stayed on that, it could have been really bad for Mouse. Clock has an Invis rune.
So he's going to head back bottom lane. Farm down there. Oh, yeah, so going back to Wraith King. So the reincarnate, you know, against him, the idea of mana burns. Now, they do have mana leak of Keeper of the Light. So, and actually, I have seen the no mana ultimate being picked up on the talent tree. I know you're mentioning the 20% Vampiric Aura lifesteal, which is good. But there are cases, you know, matchups specifically, as we're going to see another initiation, speaking of the Coddle.
We're just never allowed to finish this conversation.
No. I'm just going to keep going. But they're going to transition into Roshan. However, again, this isn't over just yet, because Mouse, they do not want to give this up freely.
Yeah, but Exorcism's down. You used it to try to take this yourself. You can't take this fight if you're Mouse.
Skylark wants to, and he went a little too far. Press the attack. They'll save him initially. Isle's going in with Clockwork, actually, just if anything's zoning them out, and that's an Aegis now for Limp picked up.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And they're going to keep them away.
Radiant's middle tower has been denied.
Nice middle of the 9 tower, at least. But so, yeah, the point is, it's possible, but is Mana Leak really something that Wraith King is overly concerned about?
I mean, it's obnoxious for sure, but you're better off just probably waiting until you have a BKB. And by then, I mean, you'll be BKB'd long before you'll have 25, so you can always just BKB off the Mana Leak. I don't think it's worth going the no mana cost for it. No one on the Mouse Squad side's going in Diffusal. No one's going to go in Necrobook. So, yeah, I absolutely think Vamp are this game for sure.
Do it with flair.
Yeah, that's if we get to level 25, but
True.
he's level 12 right now, so that's a ways to go. But Limp, he's not having troubles. He's
Radiant's
16.
top tower is under
He's
attack.
way ahead of everyone.
Yeah, his CS reflects that too. He's up like
Dire's
47
middle tower
CS,
is
almost
under
50.
attack. Radiant
Wow,
structures
yeah.
are fortified.
He's up there and going to push the top tower by himself even, so
Radiant's top tower
with some more
is
objectives. He's building his own BKB,
Dire's
speaking
middle
of that.
tower is under attack.
And bottom lane, Mouse is setting up to push it with an Exorcism ready to go. Ghost Scepter, by the way, picked up by Death Prophet to go with the
I
Yule
was
Scepter.
just going to say that DP has a immunity item.
Dire's middle tower is
Oh,
under
Phoenix got
attack.
found.
Yeah.
Oh. It's a Wraith Fire Blast right there. So yeah, very, as you said, immunity, the Yule's into the Ghost Scepter
Radiant's
to allow
top
the
tower
Exorcism
is
to do
falling.
damage while she's staying alive throughout. Is that, do you think they're good pickups then?
Oh, I mean, you need it this game. All of the damage on Alliance is physical. The Shadow Wave from Dazzle, both of their cores. The only thing you have to worry about is Battery Assault. And, I love the pickup here. It's just a question of if it's enough. And I would not be surprised to see Limp go at Diffusal himself after seeing that Ghost Scepter picked up.
Yeah.
I just gotta find a way to purge it. If you ever get DP, she can position herself so far ahead when she has a Ghost Scepter. Be the frontliner, and if you ever go on her, she just goes. So I definitely think he's gonna need
Radiant's
one,
bottom tower
and he's the only
is
real
falling.
person that can buy it on this team.
Yeah, you're not really liking to. You're not going to be seeing that on Wraith King, and Great thing, by the way, the armlet, of course, but yeah, the blade mail now picked up to go along with that.
It's hell to play Death Prophet into blade mails because you can't really control the exorcism. And yeah, it's just a ton of damage reflected.
Just going to continue to farm out the jungle here at the bottom lane. Meanwhile, Mal's seem a little lost as far as what they want to do. The exorcism's been on cooldown, or off cooldown, I should say, for a fair amount of time, it feels like.
They're just struggling to find a way in. The Aegis is still up, so they don't want to just run in and pop exorcism only to have Limp eat it all with the Aegis.
He does have an Arcane Rune active, and that's like a prime time to use it, of course, so might find something down here at the bottom lane, but initiation on LC. Infest Bomb is on top of it, but look at that. He blocks them in with a Cogs. And maybe next time actually does go down on the Phoenix in the back lines, but Wisp, he's going to end up falling too. Ended up going pretty deep right there, but now the chase is on. Loda, he's going further. Yules to prevent that Wraithfire blast, but will it be enough? The Blade Mail's up, and you just see Death Prophet ticking down. No doubt the Blade Mail doing plenty, and then Limp ends up finishing the job himself.
Radiant's bottom tower
And now the tower.
is under attack.
Yeah, Alliance just in a commanding position. We're only 20 minutes in this game, and it's 12,000 net worth.
Coddle at least going to delay it, as he's pulling back the creep wave. Unfortunately, that means he's going to delay it to his death, though.
Yeah, I explicitly pointed out in draft, Limp needs to pop off in this game to make it proactive for Alliance. And if you look at the net worth, I mean, I think it's pretty safe to say that's exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, no, he's having a hell of a game, and Phoenix, he just simply was trying to counter ward, which he got, actually, to be fair, but
Worth.
so worth it. Got that 100 gold. Dies in the process, though. And now back to that bottom tower. This time, no backdoor protection. They should be able to drop it pretty quickly. Clockwork's going to sit on this haste here and finally pick it up, though. And TA's BKB, it's coming back up.
Radiant's bottom
He got
tower
left
has
in
fallen.
just 20 seconds. Probably not looking to push high ground.
Yeah, it's going to be satisfied with a tier 2.
I really
Treat.
don't want to see the Bloodthorn on Limp right now. I think the Fusel would be way better. Like, what are you Bloodthorning? You already two-shot the Coddle in Phoenix. That's a non-melded hit on Phoenix right there.
Half-life, 1 hit. Ouch. Yeah, it's Phantom Assassin last game, now the Templar Assassin this game. Are they related? What's the lore? I heard Dota has great lore.
That's not a me question. I couldn't even tell you, like, one of the character bios ever.
Sir Action Slacks question.
Slacks? Yep. Slacks knows all of them.
Gotta watch his videos. Anyways, they both do a lot of damage, I know that. And they have Assassins in their title, so could be surprised.
Yes, they do. Jonas and Fan, by the way, if we didn't notice it in last fight, got the hook onto Skylark and instantly realized Lifestealer was inside. So just threw the cogs up and force-stabbed away. Beautifully done to not overcommit. And now they're going to find Skylark without the Lifestealer.
Yeah. Yep. Just kind of stands there. Accepts death at that point. It's good hunting by Jonas and Fan, who's no doubt had a hell of a game himself. He's being that initiator. He, too, now has his own Blade Mail. He went the 4-staff first, but no Blade Mail pickup, which you already stressed how great that is against the Exorcism of Death Prophet, who it goes back to, you know, other than that first Death Prophet ulti, which it was decent in the top lane there as they were going back and forth. Obviously, they overextended in the end. But, you know, it's overall useful for that fight. Since then, it's only been used once, and it wasn't even, he died right after.
Twice. You did it to Rush Pit, too, and it didn't do it.
That's true, yeah. So the point still stands, though. Yeah, it's been unfortunate.
They haven't found good use on Exorcism at all. And right now with the Blade Mail on Wraith King, the only time he can feel safe going on Wraith King while the Blade Mail is up is when his Ghost Scepter's up. Because the reflected damage is physical as well. So, can at least be immune to that. But they're looking for Jonas and Fan.
The Death Prophet even got recalled up here for this, and he's just like, see ya.
And there's nothing to do. There's no tower to take. There's nothing. They went really all in on a Clockwork just to not find it.
So Mal's doing everything that they can, but down 14,000 net worth.
I mean, I'm just going to come right out and say it. I think the drafts this game from both sides are pretty terrible. I think they're awkward. Like, there's no clear defined strategy on how to win. Team fights are super clunky on both sides. Alliance at least has like a good, clean initiation with the clockwork. There's a recall in on Skylark.
Speaking of that, they're going to catch the LC yet again. So initiation definitely is powerful for them. What was this about? Oh, they killed... No, Wraith King actually... He is going to be jumped right here as he comes back in, but a Death Prophet, but that exorcism throws himself in the air. The Shallow Grave, keeping him alive, gets hit by the Supernova as well, but the Harlot Toggle on top of the heal support from his teammates is going to keep him alive in the long run, so he still has Reincarnate on top of this. Hans gets barely juking and jiving. He finally will go down, but Madara committed pretty deep for this, and that's going to prove to be a fatal choice for him, so he goes down as well. And Mouse once again in retreat. The trap connects. One auto attack almost kills Spartan.
Spirits?
Io, Spirits? No, he's falling back now. Bring them in, push them out. It's not going to connect though, but EGM stays alive.
Radiant's
that.
middle
Best
tower
part about
is under
this.
attack.
But yeah, I don't see how Alliance loses this now. You're up 16,000 gold against a lineup that can't play from behind. The only thing they can do is stall endlessly with Illuminate, and even that doesn't work if Limp can just blink in a Meld Strike and kill you.
Yeah.
Flares here.
I think that's proven to be one of the biggest things, is the fact that Limp has just got such a huge start here and is just going to have that full Bloodthorn here in the near future. I mean, you see the net worth lead is 8,000, 9,000 even net worth, higher than the Lifestealer,
Coming.
who's tops on his team, and then that goes down from there, obviously with Death Prophet, and only about 8,400, so.
Yeah, he's over double his opposing mid laner right now.
There's another Blade Mill, this one on the other side, actually. LC picks one up. Popular item this game.
So
On.
the issue with that is as long as Wraith King's nearby, that still doesn't really open up duel potential. That Vampiric Aura is so huge in keeping TA alive. Limp is lifestealing so much off every auto.
Cuddle. He's roaming around. The idea of the Axe for him is it's
might
in the
get one.
works, but nope. Joseph Fan, he gets away. Skylark goes in there with the Infest Bomb. Here comes Dazzle, though. Guess what? Shallow Grave, pretty good against the duel ability. Joseph Fan, hook shot, he missed, unfortunately. Yule throws himself in the air, and that just delays the inevitable, so at least they get a couple of kills, and no Roshan, though, because he's not up.
That blinding light actually made Clock miss the hook. Feels bad, but 2,200 net worth. It's a chip in the lead at least.
Yeah. They want to wait around for Roshan. I mean, he has to be up soon, they figure, and again, as we can see, he's going to be up in 15 seconds.
Yeah, they're not wrong. It's close. It's literally a max, well, within, what, 15 seconds of max respawn, so
Yeah.
Dire's
pretty
middle
unfortunate.
tower is under attack.
And eventually it's going to pop up here, but again, Alliance are going to be ready to go, you figure. Clockwork's up in 10. He can TP right here to the shrine. And Loda's already here.
Yeah, and Limp can get relocated in, so they may get this Roche, but I'm not wondering if they don't just lose the entire fight on the back end.
Look at the bottom lane. Yeah, they're just pushing
Look
into
at
the base.
Loda, he just blinked in.
Did he back over here? Loda goes in. The Shallow Grave going to keep him alive, in fact. Got to kill an LC already, but Dara's going to go down. He picked up the Aegis right before, though. But he goes down with it. Phoenix also falling. Exorcism off. Back here from Death Prophet as he's just trying to live as long as possible, but they will run him down as well to relocate in. And then they go right back to the bottom lane, of course. Lip's like, oh, hi again, Coddle. The blind, though, will allow him to miss. And they'll stay
Limp could have
alive.
just BKB'd before and insta-killed the Coddle. Finish him, finish him.
Not going to go for it. Instead wants that tier 3, and he'll get it.
Radiant's bottom tower.
And he has all the supporting cast coming in as well. So Death Prophet buys back, but no Exorcism. So are they really that scared?
Not particularly. You're not healthy, though.
They still have Reincarnate. He did stay alive the whole time.
Radiant's
True,
middle
King.
tower is under attack.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's where the heal support is coming to play, including the Shallow Grave. Oh, there's a big Wraithfire Blast. The pressing attack, though, in
No
return, but
Reincarnate.
the Cogs to block a couple of supports. Supernova activated as a result, but TA just shreds right through it. Coddle gets picked off. And the duel going out, though. It's actually a winner for Io. He ends up winning the duel. Desperation at its finest for Mouse.
Radiant's
Yeah.
bottom barracks are under attack.
And that should do it.
I don't. Loda had too low mana to reincarnate. It could have easily dueled Loda and actually gotten a kill there and a duel. And I think this game's done anyway. But
Dire's top
Yeah, Mouse is in a poor mental state for sure right now.
Well, the good news for them is again, they're still alive in this event, and they get the night to think it over into the morning here, and play again tomorrow against what it will be Empire. By no means a easy opponent, but kind of refresh, because we have seen them play very well with that set. In fact, even in the game 1 of the series, played pretty good. So, but yeah, Alliance, whether you want to say it's maybe Mouse making some poor decisions, but Alliance at the same time, played well enough to get the victory, and thus they're moving on to face Navi.